Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. I'm glad you're here today. I can't believe it's the middle of June already. It seems like it was still cold outside just a couple weeks ago. But anyway, hope you had a great weekend and a good start to your week. A little housekeeping before we get started. Remember, I love it when you share my videos. When you do that, would you please comment, share down in the comments, and then your name will be put into a drawing, and I'll randomly choose someone to win the project I work on this week. If you recall, last week I made this cute little, whoops, those are my notes, but it's a little gift card holder. So everybody who shared, I put their name in a drawing, and K Phipps, your name was drawn. So I will get this card out to you soon. If you can't share, I understand. If you'd at least give my video some hearts, I'd appreciate that. It helps it be seen in the Facebook algorithm. Facebook likes the hearts better than the thumbs up. So if you do that, I appreciate it. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, welcome. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel and then hit the little blue bell, and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is usually Monday evenings. Now, before we get too far in, I want to let you know next week I am not going to be available, so I'm going to pull out a technique video that I've done in the past. It'll be old product, but it's certainly something that you can do with new, current product, okay? So it's more about the technique rather than the actual products I used in the video. Then the following week is 4th of July week, and I will be gone. So there won't be any video that week. And so that means I will be back for my next video on Monday, the 10th of July. So, whoever wins from this video, I will announce that one then on June 10th. Okay? Get this. I'm going to change my view down to my hands, and I'm going to share something. You may or may not be aware that Stampin' Up! Is having, during the month of June, a designer series paper sale. And it's 15% off. So most of the paper it's normally $12.50 is $10.62. Let's see, this really big pack of delightfully eclectic paper, I think that's 48 sheets. That's $25.50. This glorious gingham is $8.92. Let's see, yeah. So there's a lot of good. It's a good time to stock up on your designer series paper. I'll put that up there for just a second. So, whoops, so you can see. And you use my host code, place your order. Much appreciated. It's a good time to stock up. And the paper I'm using tonight, which is the Fresh as a Daisy paper right here, it's in the sale. So there you go. And this is the Fresh as a Daisy paper. I love it. It's got great patterns to it. The backs are kind of solid colors. Hold on. Let me get it so I can show you. I'm not going to pull it all out because I'll never get it back in the package, but so that's one piece, and that's the back of it. Let's see. This one here, what does this have in it? Oh, this has flowers. I didn't even see this paper. Way down here at the bottom. Well, how pretty would that be for a scrapbook page? Perfect. Yeah. Let's see what else we have here. We have that paper there, that beautiful paper, and this paper. And there's one other sheet that we're going to use tonight for our cards. I'm going to show you 2 cards. It's this sheet. There's 2 sheets of this, and these are like ready to make into cards. Boom. Some people look at this and like, what am I going to do with this? So I am going to, my other sheet out of the pack, I've already cut it up. We're going to make a card with this and a card with this. Now I don't have my samples already. I kind of have it in my head what I want to do, so hopefully it will work out. And actually, I've got 2 cards here I will show you that use, I received this card in the mail. If you notice, it's this combination right here, and they've just cut this yellow piece in half, and I think it makes a really simple card. You add some embellishments, you could put a ribbon on there, you could put a sentiment, you could stamp the sentiment right on the paper if you wanted to. Okay, hoping I am able to continue. I'm having some interference, so we're gonna keep our fingers crossed, okay? And here's another card I received, and they used this piece right down here. They just put it on the card, stamped a sentiment from a stamp set, put it on there, and that was it. I mean, these actually don't make this harder than this has to be. This is really super simple. So I think we'll start with this one, okay? I'm going to use this Daisies. This is Boho Blue and, what is it? Copper Clay, okay? So what I'm going to do is, there's really not a lot of measurements today. I need my stamping, cut, and emboss machine. I always store my plates like this. It helps them stay flat. So let me get it turned around. So the dies I'm going to use these scallop contours, these good old standby dies. I'm going to take the largest one. I'm going to cut it out of this piece of Boho Blue. Okay, and I couldn't use my small machine for this because it's too big. The die is too big, so I had to pull out the big boss, not the little boss. I love that somebody called it that. Big boss and little boss for the full size and the mini. Hold on. Oops. Now, one way to avoid that noise is to put things with a straight edge at a bit of an angle. Then it won't pop like that. So let me get this out of the way. Let me see here, and let me get some of these over here. Get out of the way, so that when we use it the next time, it won't be there. Okay, let's put this out. Okay. Let me get my U-Pick tool. I could use the brush end on this, but I'm just going to poke these out. I could use my scissors too, but you know, if I would have run this through the embossing machine again, they may have all come out. Okay, so let me set this over here. Clean this up. Oops, I'm spilling it all over. Okay, there we go. So I've got this piece of copper clay. It's 8.5 by 5.5. We are going to fold it in half. This is our card base, okay? Okay. And this card is going to be oriented that way. This was a piece of Boho Blue, and you saw me die cut that out of there. Now I'm going to attach this piece to this die cut so it frames it. Now I already cut this down, and so this is 4 and Okay, 4 3/4, 4 5/8, something like that. I don't know exactly. Let me get my ruler so I can get it more exact. Let's see. I think it's 4 5/8. Yeah, 4 5/8 by 3. Okay, you're not gonna like this. It's 3 1/4 plus an extra 1/16. I'm gonna write this down. 3 1/4. Plus 1/16. So I don't know what that makes. It's 5. I guess that'd be 5/16. I mean, you don't have to probably be quite that exact with this, but I wanted to get it pretty even on here. Okay, so I'm going to get my adhesive, put that on here. I see, I already like how that's turning out. And you know, even though these are flowers, I think you could probably, there might be some men in your life that would like this card and not think it too feminine. And you know, that's because of the color scheme. So I just want to put this right here. Try and get it nice on there, nice and even. There we go. I like that. I love these dies. I was really kind of surprised they carried over to this new catalog. I thought for sure they'd retire it, but okay, here's this. I mean, and really, there is the basis for your card. Boom. Okay. I picked out a sentiment. Where's it at? From the Charming Sentiments set, okay? I picked out the Wishing You the Happiest of Birthdays. And it can go right there. Let me find, get a piece of paper here, white, out of my scrap. Let me get my, and I'm going to stamp this in copper clay because that's the same color as the base. And I think this definitely enhances the potential to be a masculine card. Okay. Let me put this over here. Let it dry for just a second. I'm gonna get my machine again. Oh, that's heavy. And this Charming Sentiment stamp set has a coordinating set of dies called Sentiment Silhouettes. So I'm going to pull the die for that. And actually I'm going to put this on here. It fits really tight on there. I find I get it to fit better if I do it off my machine. I'm going to use a little bit of washi tape, as you know I like to do, especially on something like this, to help keep it in place. And we're going to run this through the machine. Has anyone started thinking about Christmas cards yet? I haven't. There we go, not too bad. Happiest of birthdays. Yeah, I think it's good that it's in brown, because if it was in the Boho blue ink, I think it would have maybe not shown up as well. So let me get my dimensionals and put this, let me cut these on here, on my card. You know, you can put a, some kind of an embellishment on there. We'll see what I have here in just a second. I pulled a couple things out. Again, because I'm kind of winging it here. I just want some support on this sentiment down on these ends here. I'm going to get my reverse tweezers, one of my favorite tools, because then I can keep my fingers out of the way. And now when I cut out this piece of Designer Series paper, I kind of took it from the center. So when I was trying to decide how big to make it, I cut a little off of this side, a little off of this side. And I know I cut some off the top. I may have cut some off the bottom too. I don't really remember. I mean, that really is nice in its own. But I'm going to pull out these Adhesive Back Solid Gems. That's Lemon Lolly. It looks like it's Boho Blue. I don't know what that other color is. I'm not exactly sure. That might be this copper clay. I'm not entirely sure. Let me get my tool. We're just going to put a couple of these. These are some little ones here. Put one there. I'm going to take one of each size. Put there. Take one of the large ones and put it down there. Because sentiments, embellishments we like in odd numbers. So there we go. There's our first card. And I've heard some people say they don't know what to do with that paper. So I think this looks great. It's super simple and very versatile. So let's go on to the next card. Okay, I'm going to try to use this piece. And I know I'm going to have to cut that down. I've got a piece of Early Espresso. This is going to be my base. Again, it's 8.5 by 5.5. It's going to get folded in half. Okay. And I'm going to have to trim down my DSP piece, but I didn't want to do that till after I had done the mat. This is the Wild Wheat. I'm not terribly... I didn't think I was going to like this color, but you know, I guess when I'm coordinating it with DSP and it's telling me how to use it, I'm liking it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull my machine back over. I'm going to, out of this die set, I'm going to take this scallop. Okay? And again, I kind of know in my head what I want to do, but bear with me here as I work this out. Okay. We are going to do, I'm going to run a scallop down the edge of this piece of paper. And I don't have any measurements because, again, this piece is going to get cut down also. I want to hold that in place. You know, there's some other edge dies you can use. I just decided to use this since I was already using this stamp set, or this die set for these cards. Let me see if that's straight. Yep, I think that works. Okay. And there we go. Pull that over to the side. Okay, now I need this to be, let me look at my measurements here. I need to have it 5 1/4 tall. Again, I wanted to do the scallops before I trimmed it down. What did I say, 5 1/4? Oh, I gotta turn around and use this side. Okay, 5 1/4. And so I kind of want my scallops to be uniform. So if I went 5 1/4, how long am I here? I gotta cut off a 1/4 inch on this. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut off a 1/4 inch on each, on the top and the bottom, and see how that works. 5 1/4, yep. Yep, that'll work. I think I actually wanted it to be the full length, but oh well, we'll leave this for now. So, how wide do I want this this piece of Designer Series paper on here? I think I will trim off. Maybe I'll put it on there and then put it in my trimmer and trim off the edges so that it fits full. That'll work. We'll give that a try, see if that works. Okay. Again, like I said, I'm kind of just winging this. I want this to go all the way to this edge here. There's that. Okay, now I'm going to trim off around the edge. And for me, the best thing is my little guillotine trimmer. I wish Stampin' Up! Would bring this back. It was part of a promotion, a joining promotion, and demonstrators could buy them. And I am so glad I didn't miss out, but I have had a lot of people ask me about them, and the only way you can find them is people that have them and want to sell them. There we go. Now I think, no, I guess I will leave this just like this. Let me trim this toward just a little bit. Okay, this is not coming out exactly like I wanted it to, but we will make it work. So there's, put that right. Yeah, I had wanted that the full length, but oh well, I cut it off. What can I say? I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the front. I'm not as happy with this one, but you know, sometimes it's a trial and error, and you see what you can do. And they're not always a home run. Not always a home run. There we go. Okay. Now again, I'm going to use the same stamp, the same sentiment. Wishing you the happiest of birthdays. First of all, I have to clean it. I get my chamois over here. I need to wash my chamois bad. Usually about once every 3 months or so, I throw it in the wash machine with, you know, things that can handle it. Now, I thought I was going to do my sentiment in wild wheat, but you know what? I'm thinking I might go with the early espresso instead. So let me change this out. Get my early espresso. My computer's in the way. Because I'm just afraid you won't be able to see it. It won't pop if I use the lighter color. Okay, you still with me there? You see some possibilities for that piece of paper in that DSP pack? And remember, it's just paper. It's just paper. Okay, I'm gonna cut this out again. Let me get my die. Put this on here. Oh yes, I think this is good. And again, another one that I think because of the color combination, it's not too feminine, and that you could use, you know, give to some males. I don't think all of them, but I think there's some men that would appreciate some flowers. Maybe they're a gardener. There you go. There we are. Okay. I lined my die up a little differently with my stamp sentiment. And so let's run that through. Yeah, cut a little bit off on the birthday part, but yeah, I think the darker ink looks so much nicer. There we go. Where are my dimensionals? Use some of these over here. You know, we make really tiny dimensionals, but we also have these edges that I never waste. I always use them. You can find some way to use them. So I'm going to put one more on there. Put this a little bit higher. I want to see the stems on the bottom of the, let's see, how does that look? I think that looks good. Okay. Now I pulled out some embellishments. These are iridescent rhinestones. These are butterflies. But you know what? I think I've got a different one here. These are these classic matte dots. I think the white might look nice on there with the white flowers. Let's pull those out. Again, there's no right, there's no wrong. Just get something and put it on. There's that one. Let's put one more on there. Okay, so again, you could put some ribbon on there, but I kept them pretty simple. So I hope you like these cards, and I hope you'll use that sheet of paper to make some cards, and I'd love to see what you do with that designer series paper. So remember, I won't be back until July 10th. I will miss you. I will have another video next week for you to watch. It'll be a video that I previously did of a technique. And then the following week is 4th of July, and I'm taking a couple days off then. So thank you everybody for joining me, and I will see you in a couple weeks. Bye now.